welcome back. Today we're going to talk about something brand new. 2 days ago, as of recording this video, Electron released a new firmware for Digitone 2, and it comes with a bunch of really exciting features. I'm going to talk about one of the features that I'm the most excited about, which is the new scale and chord mode. It's really awesome. This is not going to be a video that talks about music theory. Actually, one of the reasons why I like this new feature is you don't need to know much about music theory to make music. This new functionality is under the keyboard setup. So you hold on Funct and press this keyboard button. This is just a normal mode. You can see which keys you're pressing here. And you can obviously change the root if you want to, but let's just stick to C because it just makes it visually nice. And this is the chromatic scale. So it includes all the notes, but as you know, you can select other notes. I almost always select the minor scale, which is also called Aeolian.
Aeolian.
So now you can see the small dash on each of these keys that indicates which of these keys are included in this scale. So this is the minor scale. And then of course you can fold the keyboard. So rather than showing some disable tricks like this, you just fold it and then suddenly you have 2 octaves worth of C minor. Now I'm gonna play this, try it again. This is 3 notes, C, E flat, and G. But now I'm gonna show you the new mode, which means that you don't need to worry about which note you're playing anymore. It's really, really cool. Now I can just press one trig and it plays the chord for me. And you see this shape parameter here. You can try different shapes. So let's try this. This is another form of chord. This is just 1 and 3, which means that it only plays this and, well, you see on the screen which keys it plays. And you can transpose 1 octave if you want. Rather than twisting the H knob, actually, you see that this red trig here signifies which shape you have, so you can also just press them. So anyway, this is really cool because now you can start to just try different chords. And that can already be very inspiring because this could lead to some interesting ideas. This mode is called chord root, and you can hear that it gets brighter and brighter the higher up on the keyboard you play. And sometimes when you make music, you want to sort of stay within a certain frequency range. It's also a matter of taste. Sometimes you kind of want to be more mellow. And they've thought about that too, Electron. You have this other chord mode that is called center. So now it plays the chords, but it plays it inverted if it needs to. Okay, so a little bit more music theory. Just to very quickly explain the concept of inversion. If you have this, if you want to make this brighter, you can take the lowest note, in this case this trig, and just shift this 1 octave up. So in this case, instead of playing this, you play this. And you can shift it up or invert it another step. And then now you've pitched it up a whole octave. So essentially, it's the same chord. It's still a C minor chord. The only difference is that it sounds brighter depending on how you play it. So it's the same thing here. So if I have this, I can just and the same thing with every other chord. And then there's a final thing I wanted to show. You have this chord mode called spread, which is just spreads out the notes. Oh, and you have this bass octave parameter as well. So listen to this. So it basically just moves the bottom key 1 octave down. So now let's talk about how you can embed this into your music. When I'm making music, I sometimes don't know where to go. You know, I would play this before firmware 1.0. I would just play it like this. And now that I have this chord mode, this is a possible chord progression for a song. Oh yeah. This is a nice chord. Yeah, so something like this maybe. I like this. Okay, so I just found something that could sound really nice. I'm gonna try now to record this chord progression. Where were we? I think we started with this one. Yeah, so this is the first chord. It has this shape, and it has this, let's say, root note, or whatever you want to call it. So what I do now is I press Funk Yes, and I just hit this chord, and then I press Yes and Yes. Now it's saved. Actually, I can go into the saved. Now I have this chord saved. Let's go back. The other was this, right? Down here. So let's record that too. And then it was... No. This is good. Funk Yes. Maybe something more. Maybe something slightly brighter, but on the root. This. Let's try that. Yes, yes. Okay. So now we have a chord progression. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. I'm not super happy about this one, but actually I can change it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to record a new chord, and I'm actually going to play this chord that I just recorded. But then I'm going to twist this. The notes in this chord is recorded here. And now I can just, because I didn't like it was this high, this last note. So I want it to be here. So now I'm going to press Yes again. And now it's saved it to slot 5. So let's go up. Actually, maybe I can keep both. So now we're going to try to record this into the song instead. So now I'm going to step into the step sequencer. The first thing I do, I press the first trig, and then I press this note edit button. And here I have the same option. So I can play in notes normally, but now I can also go into my chord memory. So let's just press the first one. So now I have this here. So I want, on this step, I want the second chord. Let's try that. Next one, some shortcuts here. So you can, on this trig number 5, I want the third chord. But then I know that I want, you can see that I am on track 1, step 5. So I can now just press right a couple of times to get to step number 7 and 8. Let's try that. Okay, let's go with that. So now I can copy this and paste it to the other row. So this is a 16 step sequence. Actually, what I can do, maybe... and then, of course, you need some drums. So just something in the background to keep this going. I'm going to try to record a quick bass as well. So that's the first step. Actually, I can do the same thing here. I can just play it here. And then step to the next one. So, copy, paste. Yep, maybe some hi-hats. Of course, some of the things you can do that is pretty cool is you could, for example, turn on retrig. But that's a weird, maybe... Okay, now it's 1/8. Another thing that you can try is maybe turn it into an ARP instead. Maybe for that it's better to have it in mono. Yeah, I mean, but then maybe you actually also want to have it as a pad. So what you could do now is you could program track 2 to play these chords. So same chords. What you can do is you can just go into track 1, copy all these trigs, and go to track 2 and paste. Yeah. Maybe. So yeah, this is very much a song starter feature, and it's super simple to use. You don't have to know music theory to appreciate this. It's so simple to get started with. This is just one of many chord progressions you can come up with. There's more scales than Aeolian. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you got something out of it. If you did, I would really appreciate that you follow the instructions here on the screen. It makes a massive difference for the channel. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.